Okay, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about email marketing platforms or apps that you can use for your service based business. So, I don't have any fancy slides or screen share or anything like that. I'm going to just go the rundown, the really run through of the top few email marketing platforms to use and the pros and cons of them. So, first of all, I would say the top one that probably comes to most people's mind is MailChimp. Now, I am a huge fan of MailChimp. There is a lot that it can do, even with the free version. So, if you were lucky enough to get in on the free version even a couple years ago and you still have that account, dig that, dust that off, blow off the dust, get it out of storage, if you will, and use that one because there are so many more things you can use with that version. It got basically grandfathered in to do some simple automations and the scheduling and all of that. So, before we dive into that too much, I'm going to be talking a little bit about MailChimp. I'm going to talk a little bit about Constant Contact. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about using some maybe not so heard of or not so familiar ways to do email marketing. So, let me get into this really quickly, and I'm going to pull up the things in the background so that I can just talk. All right, so MailChimp is, I would say, probably most widely used. They have a pretty robust system for a pretty good price. And when I just looked yesterday, the pricing, and of course, by the time you watch this, it might have changed. So just don't hold me to this. But the first tier obviously is free. You have up to, I think, 5,000 contacts. I'm sorry, 2,500 contacts. You can also do simple automation. A lot of the features are there. There's just a couple things that I personally love to use, and especially with our clients that are some needs need to have that you can't do with the free version. And so the next tier up is you get 5,000 contacts. I think it's like $14 a month if you do monthly, 14.99 maybe. So $15. And then if you do an annual plan, I believe that's $10 a month per month. So, $120 for the year, which is not bad because with the upgraded version, here are a couple things that we love to use and is something to think about when you're running, streamlining your business and running your operations and marketing through email. Number one is that you have the ability to schedule campaigns. So, what that means is if you have the free version right now, so if you sign up right now, it's great. You can draft lots of emails, you can set up landing pages, you can set up forms, you can integrate it with your website, you can do a lot of cool things, but the big downfall is you can't schedule it. So let's say you get really busy, you have all your emails ready to go for the month. If you forget to send it on a specific day or time that you want to send, it just sits there. So with the upgraded version, you can schedule them. And the other big piece is that the automated sequences are way better. So, with the free version, you can set up automations. So, let's say, for example, someone is new to your list and you have it set up that they fill out a form, they get tagged. That's an automation. From that tag, you can set up an automatic email to send to them. But what happens is with the free version, you can only send one at a time. So with the upgraded version, I highly recommend getting something that can do a sequence of emails. So, for example, I'm leading a challenge, a 5-day challenge. I have certain emails that need to be sent out every single day from that challenge. Now, I could schedule them out and have them sent at a specific time each day, or when I run it a few times, I'm going to have a more evergreen version. And so then what I can do is have it set to be sent out every day in succession based on when the person is tagged to be in that challenge. So there are some, pros and cons with that. I really love the ability to customize in MailChimp. You can really do a lot with, again, even the free version. And so I mentioned landing pages. So if you don't have a website or something that's like in the works, you can create a whole set of pages in MailChimp that are pulling in the leads and contacts, adding the tags, etc. Um, so that's something to think about. So Constant Contact is typically a little bit more expensive, but has all of the same features that MailChimp does. And some people prefer Constant Contact because you can, it's a little bit more robust with their e-commerce. So you set up an online store. You could do it with MailChimp too, but with Constant Contact, they've kind of fine-tuned a few things. And with both, you can still do social marketing. So you can integrate your social media platforms, sharing information. That's really great. What makes Constant Contact a little different is that it's a little bit more refined. So the design piece is just a little bit different. So if you're used to doing your own design, you're a DIY person, which most of you are, then you might want to look at Constant Contact for that difference, where it's a little bit more polished than MailChimp. MailChimp is, again, you can design and customize there as well. There's just a little bit of a difference with the two. Both are very user friendly, and it's pretty easy to figure out and navigate. With both options. And then obviously there are so many others that you can do email marketing with. And so what I wanted to talk a little bit about is using the idea or having the idea of using what you already have to do your email marketing. And by that, I mean, how are you promoting yourself? Where are people going? Your website. So I've already been kind of back and forth. Currently, I use MailChimp. I love it. But I also have the website host that I use is Squarespace. And they've added so many features that I'm really thinking about just having that additional service through my website. And I feel like it might just streamline things a little bit more. So there's a couple downsides to Squarespace. I'm not going to get into any particular website, but you can totally set this up in WordPress, in Wix, in Weebly. There are different email marketing pieces that you can integrate. So it collects contacts with a form, an opt-in of some sort through your website, and it collects the leads and the contact information. And you can set up a series of tags or segment in different ways, and then send them emails through the site. So what happens is, and the reason that I'm even thinking about it is that it centralizes a lot of your operations. I'm all about streamlining, narrowing down the few pieces of software or apps that you really use day to day. So, for example, and this is kind of a deviation here, earlier this year or last year, sorry, about in the summer, mid-year, I had been toying around with testing, playing with a project management software, and I really, really liked it. But we loved what we had as well. So we were using Asana. I've been trying to figure out if I should make a step forward and use ClickUp or not. And so for me, to kind of use this as an example, ClickUp rolled into one a couple of different apps that we were using. So we were using a time tracking software, we were using a project management software, we were using a communication piece, we were using Slack, which we've since reintegrated just because we see that we can connect the two just for team building mostly. But you can totally use ClickUp for communication as well. And there were a handful of other things as a business owner that I was needing more reporting or more tabulation and seeing that view. So what we did was we jumped into using ClickUp and haven't looked back. I really, really enjoy it. But again, that's an example of rolling up what different pieces of software are you clicking in and out of things all the time? What can you streamline and centralize so that you are only using one or a few things in your business. So for me, it definitely has been a benefit to use ClickUp. I think I'm, leaning towards just using Squarespace for certain pieces. Certainly membership, um, website, anything to do with website, all my forms and things. And then also there are a different couple of pieces like email marketing, and then there's even some things I haven't even jumped into, and I'm so excited about. And the commerce piece, of course, too. So anything that is a downloadable or a training that's a fee-based training that I do is all through Squarespace. So it makes sense to have things centralized there. So hopefully that helps you. So in conclusion, I just wanted to go through what are some things that you need to think about if you are looking at changing your email marketing platform, or if you haven't gotten one yet. So want to make sure, as with any software or any technology, does it make sense to you? Is it something you're going to have to learn brand new? So is it something a little bit more tech? If you're a little more tech savvy, you might look at Kartra or Active Campaign. If you are not as tech savvy, you can look at MailChimp or Constant Contact. It's a little bit more user friendly for a broad sense. The other piece is, how many contacts do you currently have? And then looking at, what do you anticipate realistically getting in the next year or even 6 months. So if you're already at 5,000, maybe you want to look at something a little bit more broad in scope. And at that point, you might have someone helping you anyway to do your email marketing. And so what is their preference on what you use? The other piece that I want to talk about, obviously something that's budget friendly for you, but the other piece is, what do you want it to do? Are you literally just using it for email, newsletters, or email blasts and campaigns? Or do you want to incorporate landing pages, the customer journey, e-commerce, that sort of thing? Then you want to look at all the different features and the pros and cons. And you can literally Google MailChimp versus Constant Contact versus Active Campaign, or whatever combination that you want to see. And there will be a million different reviews on, those comparisons, pros and cons. So if you're looking at doing that and you need a little bit more help, I recommend obviously Googling that, seeing what fits best for you. But then also, if don't be too locked in. If you feel like MailChimp is great for now, down the road you want to switch, like I am, to your Squarespace or your own web hosting or whatever, don't get too upset if, or don't let that delay you in making a decision. Choose what's good for now, because any data, and this is true for anything, if you have the data saved somewhere, it's not just in your brain, then it's going to be easy to transfer and upload into something else. So for me, making the decision of whether I'm moving forward or not with Squarespace for my email marketing is really boiling down to, is it going to work and do what I want it to do, and kind of be the next step above what MailChimp is, and centralizing all that data. So yeah, we as in any business owner can download the information and upload it somewhere else. Or if you have trouble, of course, you can reach out to us to help with that. We do one-off projects every once in a while for CRM systems, email marketing, project management systems, and the like. So have a great day.